Yo guys, so this is another lesson by Leak, and today we'll learn a really important question type that you have to learn if you are preparing for the SAT, if you are trying to get like 1500 and get into Harvard and do this that, right? Now, this question type is called main idea questions, and it is really common on the SAT. You will see this on each exam, like on each module, like three questions based on this question type. And if you wanna ace it, if you wanna like break it, destroy it, you gotta give me 20 minutes and I will teach you the best approach you could use to just solve all the questions and spend as less time as possible. Alright? Now, main idea questions. Let's understand what it means. Let's understand the general meaning of it before starting the approach, before starting to get deep into it. Main idea questions will give you a text, a scientific text about, these insects, whatever it is, these butterflies, animals, fish, whatever that is, right? And that they will ask you to find the main idea of the whole thing. They will ask you to find the main idea of that text about the study, about historical finding, or whatever, about historical events, right? So what you need to do basically in this question type is to ignore the details, all right? To ignore the details, fully ignore them. Do not even look at them. You know, you should look at them, but do not focus on them too much. And also the second thing you need to do is to to focus on the big picture. You have to zoom out. You have to look what the question and what the text is saying, in a bigger picture. You cannot be looking at these details, all right? So, in this question type, just see what each sentence is talking about, what each sentence is trying to say. What is the main topic? What is the main thing? Main idea questions are about this. Now, let's see what they look like. Let's see their structure. So, here we have a scientific text, right? With the question saying, which choice best states the main idea of the text? Yeah, it's a main idea question. And then we have four answers. Now, these questions are usually easy. Even though they are common, they are usually easy, unless you have some problems with looking at the big picture, zooming out, some things. But usually, I found it easy, maybe because I have I guess, arguably the best approach that I will teach you, but maybe because it is indeed easy. I don't know, let's find out. Now, the next example we can see is also, I guess, scientific. It looks like so, or historical. And we have again four answers. We have to find out the main idea of the whole thing. Before starting it, guys, I will teach you this approach that we will be using, that have helped me, that has helped others, that will hopefully help you to ace this whole question type and not even come back to this video lesson ever after watching it once. All right? I don't want you to see and come back to this video twice or more times. All right? Just watch it once. That's it. Now, approach starts with reading the text, because it's, without reading text, what can you do? What can you do? You will predict. Are you like a Vanga or something? So you will read the text, but I would advise you to read the text maximum of twice. All right, maximum of twice, because if you go on for three times, four times, it will waste your time. I'm telling you. All right, it will waste your time. If you don't understand after three times or two times, you're cooked, man. Just stop the SAT. All right, I'm kidding. Now, after twice, it will be enough. Even if you understand the text after reading once, do not read it twice. Now, the next thing you need to do is do not look at the answer choices. Do not look at them. Do not read them. Do not look at them. Do not pay attention to them. What I want you to do is predict the answer, right? So I want you to think about it, to logically analyze in your head what the main idea of the text could be. All right? This is what you need to do. Analyze in your head what could be the main idea of the text without looking at the answers. In that case, you'll be like, now I have to read the text, or you will be like, Let me read the text again. What did it say in here? What did it say in here? You will be more cautious with the text, and you will have to work on your reading in there. So it is beneficial, right? After all, it is beneficial. I have seen its benefits in a lot of people's practices. So you will predict the answer. And lastly, the last step, the third step, only there are only three steps to fully destroy this question type. The last one is choosing a similar answer to the one you predicted, to the one you predicted. The prediction, let's say, the prediction. So you have this prediction, right? Now, most of the time, your prediction is very similar to one of the answers in the question, and you have to choose that answer. You have to choose that one or another one that is more similar, because you are predicting the answer. You most likely understood the text. You will get something similar, or at least you will get something that is probably the answer. Believe me, if you predict the answer, it will be much easier than if you didn't. Just stick with my idea, alright? I will help you, alright? No worries. If you are getting cooked on the exam, on the SAT, I'm here for you. Now, let's let's apply this method into these questions. Only two, right? I don't want to spend your time, waste your time. Just go on and practice with yourself. I will just teach you how to do it with two examples, and then we will see why each answer is incorrect. First question. The first question. Which choice best states the main idea of the text? Alright. Biologists have predicted that birds' feather structures vary with habitat temperature. This hadn't been considered in mountain environments. This person studied feathers from 249 songbird species inhabiting different elevations, thus expecting different temperatures in the Himalaya mountains. So these guys, maybe they're bored, yeah, maybe they're exhausted, maybe they not just out of curiosity, they are trying to see. They just predicted that the feather structures are different. The structures of the feathers of birds are different depending on where they live. The elevations, like the mountains, high elevations, lower elevations. So basically, their feather structure will change based on the temperature. They think so. And they study it using 249 species. What the heck? What a collection. Can you imagine 250 species? That's like too much. Also, next, he found that feathers of high elevation species not only have a greater proportion of warming downy sections to flat and smooth sections than do feathers of low elevation species, but high elevation feathers also tend to be longer, providing a thicker layer of insulation. All right. So basically, they found they had this prediction. They studied using 250 species, and they found that their prediction was correct because, as it is being said here, the structures differed based on the high elevation, low elevation, and such things. All right. Now, the main idea is pretty clear. I would think I'm predicting, guys. I'm predicting that the main idea is basically kind of like uh, feather structure varying with habitat temperature, because this is the if it is everything we are talking about since the start, right? So this must be the one. This must be the guy. Now let's look at the answers and see, and try to find the similar one and find out the answer. Answer A. Barves. Alright, Barve is this guy, Sahas Barve. A good name. Really good name. I'm for real. So, alright, this person's investigation shows that some species of Himalayan songbirds have evolved feathers that better regulate body temperatures than do feathers of other species, contradicting previous predictions. Alright, what are you talking about, guys, here? You're talking about songbird species, Himalayan songbirds, and about regulating body temperatures. Now, temperature is also mentioned as inhabit temperature, but not as regulating body temperature. This is the first red flag, right? We cannot be talking about something that's not also mentioned in the text. Unless the text mentions about regulating body temperature, we cannot be talking about it in the answer choices, all right? This is wrong. This is the first red flag with this question, with this answer. The next one is contradicting previous predictions. Now, as I said, guys, the prediction was right. The prediction about physical structure and it's varying with different temperatures was correct. So it was supporting, not contradicting. So this is the second red flag that you need to focus on. As for B, this guy found an association between habitat temperature and feather structure among Himalayan songbirds, lending new support to a general prediction. Now, this one is a very fancy way of saying what I said. It's like saying in a better way, in a Britain royal family way, you know. So basically, it's saying that there is association between habitat structure and feather structure, habitat temperature and feather structure. And we are also told at the end that it is lending new support to a general prediction, meaning supporting the prediction we had. And indeed, we are supporting the prediction that their phase structures vary on different elevations. This is the support, indeed. So B is the answer, probably. B is the most likely the answer. Let's look at C and D. Let's not isolate them. Let's at least give them some attention, right? This guy, Barve, discovered that songbirds have adapted to their environment by growing feathers without flat and smooth sections, complicating an earlier hypothesis. What are we doing, guys, here? What is that? What a shame to read this. It is talking about adapting to the environments, like adapting to the environment. Really? Is it the main idea? This is like the this is something not even mentioned. We didn't even come close to this thing. Adapting to something or to something like environment was not even mentioned. So C is out clearly, right? And also it's stating complicating earlier hypothesis. We're not complicating anything. We are not complicating anything, right? The you know text is not complicated. It is just supporting. So C is clearly out, eliminated. D. The results of Barbe's study suggest that the ability of birds to withstand cold temperatures. Out. What do you mean withstand cold temperatures? What kind of cold temperatures are we talking about? Like it is not mentioned again. It's not mentioned in the text. Cold temperatures, ability to withstand cold temperatures, it is determined more strongly by feather length and feather structure, challenging an established belief. Wrap it up, guys. This is not the right answer. This is like the worst answer I have seen in my uh, career. All right, this is the worst answer. How could it be the answer? So A, C, D are out most of the time because they have something mentioned that is not given, that is not even talked about, it's not discussed at all in the text. So B is the right answer. Now B is indeed a big picture of the whole thing. B is talking about, habitat structure affecting, having association with phase structure, sorry, habitat temperature. And this is something that you would talk about as the main idea of the whole text. So B is the right answer. We just applied this approach of reading once or twice, and then predicting the answer and finding out the right answer by choosing a similar answer. Our prediction wasn't, clearly right. It wasn't just like copy paste, but it was very similar. So this is what we want. We want our prediction to be very similar to one of those answers. The last and the next example. The question is the same. Which choice best states the main idea of text? Again, I want you to ignore the details and I want you to focus on the big picture and zoom out and see what is being discussed as a whole. All right. In West Africa, jellies have traditionally been keepers of information about family histories and records of important events. So these guys, jellies, I don't know who they are. I'm not being racist. I'm not being anything, guys. Jellies, people, I don't know. I do not have any knowledge about who they are. Have been the people who keep information about histories and records of important events. All right. They have often served as teachers and advisors too. Gotcha. New technologies may have changed some aspects of the role today, but jellies continue to be valued for knowing and predicting their people's stories. All right, we are talking about jellies. This is the saying that's mentioned in every text, in every sentence. So we are talking about jellies being important even after new technological advancements, right? All right. Now, I would say the main idea is that jellies are still valuable even after new technology things. I predicted the answer. Let's look at the answer choice and find a similar one. Let's see. Answer A says, even though there have been some changes in their role, jellies continue to preserve their communities' histories. Now, this is very similar to what I said. Even though they have changed some a little using the AI or whatever it is, they're important, all right? And they are still preserving their history. Now, A is probably correct answer because A is matching my answer, my prediction. Now, B. Although jellies have many roles, many of them like teaching best. Now, are we talked about? Is it mentioned which one they like the most, which ones they don't? So it is a problem, guys. Here, I don't know. I don't know. I don't. I'm not really sure if they like teaching best or if they like advising best, whatever it is, or if they hate teaching. We have no idea at all. Now, B is out. It's talking about something that's not mentioned. Next one. So A is probably correct. B is out. B is eliminated. Kill that person. Kill that choice. C. Jellies have been entertaining the people within their communities for centuries. Now, they are advisors, they are teachers, but are they entertaining? Is it entertainment? And is this the main idea, or is it a detail? Even if they were entertaining, it would be a detail. It wouldn't be a main idea. So C is clearly out. B. Technology can now do some of the things jellies used to be responsible for, which is mentioned, right? Which is mentioned here, so we have to choose D, right? But no, not only should it be mentioned, it should also be the main idea. The fact that technology has can it is able to do certain things is a detail, right? The main idea is answer choice A, which says that even though there have been changes, even either by AI or something else, jellies continue to preserve their community histories. They are still useful. They are still important. So guys, this was the whole thing, right? This is the whole thing. Most of the time, answer choices in these question types are either fully wrong or fully not given. We can eliminate them and find the answer right away. Now, let's review the whole thing. Let's review what we learned. So main idea questions again, very common approach is first, read the text. Don't predict, all right? Read the text first, maximum of twice. And then predict the answer, not the text, predict the answer. After predicting the answer, choose a similar answer to your prediction. Sometimes it might not be similar, so you must have to remove that rule, but you still have to choose something similar or something that you feel connected to, spiritually connected to us, whatever you call it, alright? So, another tip is to ignore the details, to not focus on the details, and to focus on the big picture, to zoom out, to see what's actually happening from above, alright? So, guys, this was the whole thing. This was how you ace the main as equations. Now, before you click and go on to other things, to doing your some kind of homework or whatever, I'm gonna tell you to master this approach and question type. You gotta practice with 30 to 40 questions using the same approach. All right, take like 10 medium, 10 easy, and 20 hard questions. Solve them using this approach, and analyze the ones you couldn't solve after making mistakes, after checking them. All right. This is my advice. This is what you gotta do. This is your homework, right? If you want, it's optional homework, of course, but it would be really, really cool, really great, really useful, really beneficial if you were to do it. Alright, guys, thank you for joining. See you later.